Good morning, guys. So today's classwork assignment is going to be a little bit different, and I want to kind of pull together to make sure that we're understanding how to use these functions and just give you a little bit of a challenge, but slight less work than you would normally have. And so for today's assignment, we'll be going over algebraic functions expressed by trigonometric functions. And so you'll get an electronic copy such as this. I will also attach a worksheet to it so you can kind of see what problems you will be doing. You can write notes at home if you would like to. I would suggest it so that you can understand what to do and how to do it. I'm going to use Desmos as one of our graphing options so that we can kind of kindly put these numbers into our calculator. And so I know a lot of this just looks confusing, but I'll break it down for you. So essentially what you're going to end up doing is we're just going to end up working on substitution. So in this problem, this set of problems, it just says algebraic functions are functions that could be expressed with a finite number of terms using only algebraic operations, right? So it says we can use the operations addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and raising to a rational power. And then they give us an example. And so we have a function f of x. And for this particular problem, all we're doing is substituting x in for what we see in the equation. And so you see an x here, an x here, an x here. So we have to type all this into our calculator and figure out how to receive the answer or get the answer. So I'm going to come over here to my whiteboard, and we're going to kind of do something similar. And so here, all I'm doing is whatever this x is, whatever this number that they give me, I'm just substituting it in. So if I rewrite this problem based upon the number that they gave me, here's how the start of it will look. So when I have x pi or pi x, I can write it as 5 pi, right? So again, this is the start of the problem, right? So no matter what I do, whenever I see an x, I just substitute that number that they gave to me in for the problem. Now it's important to also remember the exponent, the powers of exponents. So I have to see what they are so I can plug them in the calculator just fine. And again, you can put this in your notebook as well, just like this, so you can understand what to do and how to do it. So if I pull up my graphic calculator, so to see what this is equal to, I'm going to do 1 minus, and I'm going to put it in just how I see it. Whenever I see a fraction, I want to put in parentheses, however. So I see a fraction 1/2, so I'm going to put it in parentheses. Now it's time to substitute in for the 5 pi divided by 180. So I'm going to type in 5. This little calculator button at the bottom, or keyboard button at the bottom, will bring up everything you need. So I have 5 pi divided by 180. And it's key. Whenever you type in the numerator, it's going to be stuck in the denominator. It's going to be stuck in the denominator. So we have to select it to the right so that we know what we're doing. And so, for instance, I want to do an exponent power. So when I select this AB, it's just going to bring it up to the top. And so then I just select the number, press it to the right, and I can keep moving on for the rest of my problem. So again, when I see a fraction, I'm going to put it in parentheses. I see an exponent. I'm going to hit that B so I can execute my exponent. I see a fraction. I'm going to literally put the fraction in parentheses every time. See another exponent. So once I hit enter, they're going to give me my numeric answer. Now if I go back to my assignment, It's saying round to 4 decimal places as needed. And so now, once we substitute and we put this into our graphing calculator, it's going to give us a numerical answer. From that numerical answer, what I want to do is I want to round to the 4 nearest numbers. And so I have 9961. So for this particular problem, 9961, I'm going to round with this number, right? And so I'm going to take this number. If it's 5 or more, I raise it up. If it's 4 or less, I let it rest. So that 1 is going to turn into a 2. And so when I put my answer into that problem, I'm going to put 0.9962, and that will give me the correct answer. And again, for this particular set of problems that we're working on, that we're doing today, it's all about substituting in for the functions. It's also all about using the graphic calculator to find out the solutions to the problem. This is an enrichment based upon the algebraic functions using trigonometric values. These are trigonometric functions. They just don't show as sine, cosine, or tangent. However, we'll be able to show later on how these are related to the trigonometric functions. And this is exactly how you would do the assignment for today. If you have any questions, please make sure you email me.